Alright, here's my audience. Matt, Luke, Austin, Mushy, Close, Billy here. And we got Chance. Hi, my name is Brody. Imagine you're driving down a road out in the country, cruising at 55 miles per hour, listening to your favorite music, not a care in the world. You look down at your radio for 2 seconds to skip to the next song, and as you return your eyes to the road, you shockingly see a full-grown deer sprinting from the woods. You slam your foot on the brake in panic, hoping to avoid colliding with it. Unfortunately, it's not enough, and the hood of your car goes slamming into the deer as the bulk of its body crashes into your windshield. Your car comes to an abrupt stop, and once you regain your bearings, you realize you and your passenger are injured and bleeding. You call 911, and they dispatch an ambulance immediately. But due to you being out in the middle of nowhere, it's undetermined how long it'll take for them to reach you. All you can do is hope that you and your passenger's injuries aren't serious and that help will come soon. This situation could have been avoided if you lived in the city. City life provides a numerous amount of benefits over living in the country. A safe means of public transportation, faster access to medical help and facilities, a vast amount more people to socialize with, and a variety of different cultural experiences that this diversity of people brings. Lastly, but certainly not least, more and better job opportunities. Cities harbor buses, trains, trolleys, bike shares, ferries, trams, and more easily accessible ways to travel. According to the American Public Transportation Association, in 2011, users of public transportation saved 865 million hours in travel time and 450 million gallons of fuel in nearly 500 urban cities. The high availability of public transportation makes the need for buying an expensive car non-existent. This will not only decrease the money you spend for gas and other car-related needs, it will also increase the opportunity for you to stay healthy by exercising. You could take a jog through the park, bike through the city to your friend's house, or even just take a walk down the street to your local convenience store. Speaking of health, medical facilities are everywhere in the city. Medical care in rural areas can't compete with the options available in a city. Most people living in rural regions travel dozens of miles to visit a doctor, and specialist visits could become an overnight trip. Living in a big city gives you the opportunity to receive the highest caliber of medical care without traveling hours from your home. Competition in cities drives medical centers to hire only the most knowledgeable staff, ensuring the finest care for you and your loved ones. Furthermore, in the event that you or someone you care about is injured and are unable to travel to a medical facility, emergency vehicles will be able to come to your aid considerably faster than if you were in some rural plot in the middle of the woods, such as Alabama, all of Alabama. Furthermore, being in the city creates the opportunity to experience a myriad of different cultures. You'll meet people from all over the world, each with vastly different social backgrounds and traditions that they bring with them, making the city a melting pot for entertainment and culture. You could have your mind blown watching the newest DC movie on an IMAX theater. You could you hear your favorite musician live surrounded by fans who love that artist as much as you do. You could visit one of many museums scattered throughout the city to get a different perspective and maybe even feel a sense of enlightenment. Or even just take a day to explore and admire the architecture of the city itself. Moreover, there is the chance to try delicious food from all of these different cultures. Cities are exploding with restaurant diversity such as French, Chinese, Indian, Italian, Greek, Vietnamese, and many more varieties of food, allowing every day to be a taste of something new, along with an array of new jobs. Living in the city provides exceedingly more opportunities for jobs and better paying ones. In a 2011 New York Times article titled "One Path to Better Jobs, More Density in Cities" states that economists studying cities routinely find that after controlling for other variables, workers in denser places earn higher amounts of money and are more productive. Some studies suggest that doubling density raises productivity by around 6%, while others put the impact at up to 28%. Some economists have concluded that more than half the variation in output per worker across the United States can be explained by density alone. When you think of densely populated areas such as a city with lots of people from different places, you associate with a higher rate of crime and danger. New York City, Philadelphia, and other areas like that. The idea that lots of people in one area is more dangerous than a few, according to new research, is a misconception. A study called Safety in Numbers, Are Major Cities the Safest Places in the United States? Was published July 24, 2013 by the American College of Emergency Physicians. The researchers led by Sage R. Myers of the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia attempted to classify deaths from injuries in rural and urban counties. They examined data on 1,295,919 deaths from injuries in 3,141 U.S. counties from 1999 to 2006. These deaths were caused by car accidents, shootings, falls, drowning, suffocation, and more. The researchers found that the risk of death from injury was 1.22 times higher in the most rural counties compared with the most urban ones. One of the biggest factors in rural areas being more dangerous was motor vehicles. Deemed the most dangerous activity by the researchers, with the deaths from motor vehicle accidents in rural areas in the time period of the study being 14.9 people per 100,000. And this is in part due to the lack of medical assistance in rural areas. To wrap everything up and put a bow on it, the country is meant for farming and preservation of wildlife, while the city is a place to create a full and happy life. The means of transportation are limitless. You can feel safe knowing that medical help is right around the corner. Every day will be a chance to meet new people and see new things, and most importantly, your options for jobs are immense and fulfilling. The city is insurmountably a better place to live than the country, and I implore you to pack your bags and move to the city as soon as possible.
You need to film us. Questions and answers
yeah,
too.
I'm filming you. Mac, Luke's still here. Austin, where's she? Billy, Chance. And now, does anyone have any questions? Austin?
Okay, so you said it's going to take longer for emergency personnel to get to you in a rural area, but what if it's rush hour in the city? It could take them up to 2 hours just to get through the traffic.
It's a valid argument, but there's more hospitals and stuff within a city, so even if you are a couple blocks from the nearest hospital and there's traffic everywhere, it's still a lot closer than if you were in the Mississippi out on your own acres.
But when there's bumper to bumper like that, they actually move over.
Your own like 20 acres of land and stuff. But that is a valid point there for sure. That could create difficulty. But in cities like that, I'm sure they got medical people on bikes and everything that come bike to you and help you if there is car trouble like that. Luke, you got a question? Yeah, it's fine. Mont, you got a question?
Yeah. Why do you think workers are more productive in the city?
Workers are more productive in the city.
Yeah, you said they're like 6% more productive.
Yeah, the denser the city, they're more productive. Why they're more productive? I feel like there's more things for them to do within the city, so that means they need more money, and they have more friends, and they're more active, so they probably do more things with their friends.
So their job's more valuable.
Their job's more important to them, and and things are more expensive in the city also. So I think just the higher demand for money makes you want to get more money and earn more.
Gotcha.
What else? Any other questions?
Have you hit a deer before?
Have I hit a deer before? Yeah. Yes, I have. And that's why I was able to so vividly describe the act of hitting a deer. Luckily, mine wasn't as severe as the story I told you, but it's pretty bad when you hit a deer. Mine wasn't a full-grown deer. It was probably like a little bit bigger than a Bambi, maybe even a doe. And I hit it probably going like 50, 55, but wasn't as bad. But I was out in the country, so it would have been a very dangerous spot for it to happen.
I think that's it.
All right. Thank you all for your time.
Good job.
Right.